Okay, another month, another food show. Brittany.
Hello.
How you doing?
So
we
good.
missed you last night on Beautiful Broken, right?
I know. It was a different show that I had to be on, but it was
Yeah, you were up in New Hampshire covering the primaries for the Washington Post.
I really was. I was stage managing up there, which was really, really cool, really interesting.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, was there a lot of food up there?
No, which was very upsetting
Really?
for me. Yeah.
They didn't take care of you up there? I mean,
we ate
you were there all day, weren't you?
all day. I got there at I think what time did I have to be there? 11 o'clock, and I didn't get home till 2 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very long.
Well, you've had a long week. Over there.
It's been busy.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so listen to this. The
Go ahead.
worst thing happened yesterday where they had 3 cameras that were connected through satellite radio, the satellite, and the satellite gave out. So during the broadcast, all 3 cameras shut down. Isn't that crazy?
That sounds like something we would do.
I know. I was
Right
literally
here.
like, what
Okay.
the? So I'm listening to the director and the producer like losing their mind over the headset, and there was nothing I could do, obviously, because I can't fix a satellite. But the way they changed the show yesterday to make the audience feel like nothing happened was insane. And then they ended it like it looked from a viewer's point of view that nothing went wrong when everything was going wrong.
Oh, God. Well, yeah, I mean, that live television like we're doing right now. I mean, we were literally changing a lot of things right now. See in the lower left-hand side of the screen?
Uh-huh.
Fun with food.
I know. Look
We
at that.
officially changed it. We officially changed it.
It looks good.
So,
I think it's fun.
I mean, this was something that was actually in the works. Facebook hasn't allowed us to change the name yet. They want proof that we actually changed the name. Hopefully, this is enough proof that
How
we
do you get
changed
proof
it.
of that? I don't
It's
understand.
really weird, but you can actually change the address of the page,
Okay.
which already says Fun with Food TV. But you can't change the name of the page until they actually see something. I don't know what they're trying to look for, but
Weird.
I was like, yeah, it is kind of weird.
Well,
but-
hopefully this first episode does the trick, right?
yeah, so it's the first episode of Fun with Food, but it's still technically the Food Queen. We're just rebranding it a little bit.
There you go. And I love food.
And we're gonna
honestly.
have. I mean, Bianca will be back at some point,
Cool.
and it's just like whoever's available. It's kind of tough sometimes. She has to come all the way from what is it, Lawrence?
Oh,
no,
yeah.
Andover.
Okay.
Andover, right below Lawrence. So it's a little tough for her to get down here once in a while on Wednesday nights, and I understand that. So this is Valentine's week.
I know you like my red. I'm trying to be festive
we're
right
going to
here.
be very festive tonight, especially later on for the next show, for the performer show. So, but we're going to talk about romantic locations to have dinner with your special someone, or if you by yourself, which almost every I think
Just me, which is me.
A few people in this room. Treat yourself to a nice dinner, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. We have Jackie Kane or Jacqueline Kane. Both Jacqueline or Jackie. Her byline says Jacqueline, so we'll go with that for now. She's coming in. She's from Boston Magazine, and she wrote a great article not too long ago called I think it was the 15 most romantic places to have dinner.
Oh, I can't
in the
wait to
Boston
hear.
area. So, guys, I want you to run, get a piece of paper, or take out your phone and put this information down because you're going to need it, especially in 2 days.
Oh yeah. Oh
Okay,
yeah.
and we got Brian Pitcher coming in too in a little bit. So we got all that stuff coming in, and I'm going to ask you a question. What was
Yep.
the last good meal you had?
Me?
Yeah. Obviously not yesterday.
I know, not yesterday.
Yeah.
The last good meal I had. That's a good question. Oh, I don't.
Let's say the last good restaurant meal you had. Yeah.
Okay, it was probably. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking right now. When was the last time I ate like at a restaurant? Usually I get Uber Eats. I'm not gonna lie. I've been doing that for a little bit. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I think I would have to say. I'm gonna have to
If it's
ask
been
you.
that long.
It really has.
Then we got to help you out a little
Oh
bit.
my
We gotta
gosh, I'm
help you.
blanking right now.
I think the last good meal we had, Brian, myself, Austin, my assistant Austin, and Brittany Baldy went to Alba last week, and we had a great time. So I want to say thank you to Leo at Alba. Great guy, great restaurant host. So if you guys are in Quincy, check it out, Alba in downtown Quincy. All right, so we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have Jackie Kane from Boston Magazine, and Brian Pitcher will be back to join us and regale us of all his exploits in Washington State when he took a little trip out there this past week. So we'll be right back. Right back, folks. See, those bugs are already hitting me. We'll be right back, folks, right after this. Stay tuned.
At Bad Martha, we believe in 3 things: great beer, getting bad, and doing good. Every sip of our premium craft beer is a reminder that there's a paradise out there where you can kick off your boat shoes, let your hair down, and leave it all behind. That paradise is Martha's Vineyard. And while there's a bit of bad in every drop of beer we brew, there's also a whole lot of good that comes with every bottle we sell. That's because Bad Martha is built on a simple idea: community first. We're proud of our beer, but we're even more proud of the island that inspired it. We hope you enjoy both just as much as we do, and look forward to continuing the tradition in Falmouth at our new location opening summer of 2019. Bad Martha. Get bad, do good.
Herd Restaurant, conveniently located here in Metro Square, features locally sourced, delicious meals created by a multi-talented chef. Herd satisfies even the most discerning palate. We love to welcome you to come to Herd so you may eat, drink, and spend time together. Watch for specials on our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter feeds at Herd on Main, and come visit soon.
How are you today?
Good.
I'm here to talk about how with technology you can make amazing worlds. Come with me. My team and I groomed the Halo world to life.
Is that you?
That is me. I wasn't a math genius and I knew nothing about coding. But you guys do. You guys have the power to change things.
I want your job.
I want you to have my job.
Okay, we're back. And Jackie, welcome.
Thank you.
From Boston Magazine. And Brian. Hi, how you doing, Brian?
Hanging in there, Mike.
When did you get back? Did you get back last night or today?
Last night. Flew in real late.
Last night?
Coming back from Seattle.
Okay.
All I did was eat over there, too. I guess it's a
We'll talk about the food.
All I do when I go.
We'll talk about the food there in a second. So, Jackie, thank you, first of all, for coming down.
Yeah, thanks for
to
having
the
me.
Fun with Food show. I'm going to have to get used to saying that.
Fun with
I almost said food queen for a second. So it's
Well, we're a couple of food queens.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
We are.
So you are. Yeah, you're all. We're so symmetrical now. Look at we got the black and the reddish colors.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Look at that. We're so balanced here.
Yeah.
Right? We're very balanced.
We planned it.
Yeah, exactly. So Jackie, now, so let's see. We get some slides here. Let's see. First of all, Boston Magazine, mostly known for
Yes, our Best of Boston.
Best of
Awards.
Boston. Now, the last one was 2019, correct?
Yep. We're gonna do it again. We do it every July. So yeah, we're
Look at those
Oh,
donuts.
in the
Are you
midst.
kidding me?
I know.
I know.
Those are a couple of my favorite covers. Thank you guys.
Yes.
For
Did you
reminding
take
me.
them?
No, I don't take the photos. They hire talented people
Yeah,
to
those
do
are-
that.
Our main goal is to get everybody hungry on
Yes.
the show, right? And we don't actually. Once in a while, we do have like food on the show, so we taste it, but not tonight
Not
because we didn't have enough time. Last time we had Hilliard's chocolates here.
Oh, they were
that
so
was fun.
good.
Yes,
That's cool.
We had a lot of chocolates, but we were talking about Valentine's chocolate. We wanted people to
Beautiful.
go out and make sure they got their chocolates.
Yeah,
way
shop
before.
local.
Wait, yeah, exactly. Shop local. So, how long have you been an editor for
Yep.
Boston Magazine?
I have been with Boston Magazine for going on 5 years now. I started in October, so it'll be 5 years in October. Prior to that, though, I was writing for Eater Boston, which is another restaurant news website covering openings, closings, lists and all that fun stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I've been doing it for about 5 years.
All right, good. And when you transferred to Boston Magazine, was it like a little bit of a culture shock for you, or was it just like seamless, just like, okay, yeah, I can do this, no problem? Or was it like, because Boston Magazine,
I know, it's legit.
Huge. Yeah, it's very legit. I mean, it's like you're like, okay, yeah. But now,
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so I mean, what was it like for you as a writer, as an editor? Go ahead.
It's actually been awesome. So I moved down. I'm originally from the Worcester area. I'm from Berlin, Massachusetts, a little town. But I went to college in Vermont and started my career up there. So I was in Vermont for about 4 years after graduating. And then I moved back to the Boston area with the goal, actually, of working at Boston Magazine. I really wanted to be a food writer, so I sort of set my sights on that. So, I started, actually, when I first moved back to Boston, I got some restaurant jobs. So I worked at John Harvard's, may it rest in peace, in Cambridge, and I worked for Bantam Cider Company, and I started freelancing for Eater Boston, and then I achieved my goal and got hired at Boston Magazine. And they hired me for the digital team. So I mostly write for our website, and that's still the case, though I have the fancy title of deputy food editor now. But I still mostly write for our website. So every single day I'm putting out new content on bostonmagazine.com, and I contribute to a lot of our big magazine packages, like those ones that you just showed on the screen there, our Best of Boston issue, and our 50 Best Restaurants issue, which is every November, along with other projects throughout the year. But yeah, no, Boston Magazine is awesome. It's such a talent, like so many talented people have worked there over the years. Like it's just like their reputation precedes. It's a beautiful magazine. We were talking earlier tonight about, journalism in 2020 is a little tenuous sometimes, but it's so awesome every month to hold it in your hand. It's still a beautiful magazine, full of ads, glossy magazine, beautiful photos.
Oh yeah, it's always been a glossy, slick magazine.
Yeah,
ever since it came out.
It's a beautiful product.
Right.
Yeah,
and I can go way back because I'm a little older than everybody in this room.
Well, I remember my parents used to read it too. I remember my whole life.
Exactly.
It's been a presence.
And you've always. How long has Best of Boston been around?
I should know this.
Good 25 years.
More than that. I'm pretty sure this is our 45th year, actually.
45th year.
Mm-hmm. I should know.
Boston.
I should know the year on that, but it's a lot.
And this is something that restaurants around.
I know
doesn't
that
this,
guy.
doesn't this look so good?
Exactly.
I know. That is a beautiful photo.
And he was at the 40 under 40, and he did some presentation on there. And I also interviewed the guy that opened the Food Network.
Cool.
So food has just evolved so much. And Chris Cones.
Yeah. He's awesome.
I look at his stuff. You had me at hello.
Yeah,
okay.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Talk about a romantic restaurant. His restaurant, Duov, would be a delightful choice for your Valentine's date.
We'll cover that in a little bit. So what does a restaurant have to do to get noticed, at least in the beginning, to be eligible or in the mix for possibly being Best of Boston? How does that process work?
So it's an editorial process. We're kind of doing it all year. So it's not, it definitely has deadlines, and we are dealing with them. They are coming at us soon. But it's kind of a process going through the whole year. We're always thinking about it. We update the number of categories and the actual categories that we give awards in every year. So we do think about that. And, that changes what, exactly the awards that we're giving out. But overall, I'm thinking about it year-round. So new places definitely can be considered. We like it to represent the year that it's in, even though it's Best of Boston. It does happen every year, so we do try to do a mix of classic places that are unequivocally the actual best, beautiful, can't deny Best of Boston, but then we include a lot of new places on the map and places that are new on our radar or a couple of years on our radar, and
right, because there's always new places going to be coming up.
Yeah,
popping
you're
up.
busy.
Yeah,
you're basically busy.
In any given year, there's probably got to be a good 3, 4, 5 dozen decent restaurants popping up all over the place.
Yep.
And then of course some die.
Yeah.
Durgan Park recently.
Yeah.
No Name Restaurant, a few others. There you go.
Really
A good Catholic girl.
It's been Massachusetts Catholic year. It's been coming fast and furious, I would say, this year.
Do you think that's because of the seaport? No.
The seaport contributes, but it's definitely, it's not because of the seaport, but it's because of new development happening. So
Okay,
it's
new
the
development.
Seaport, it's the
Right.
TD Garden area.
Oh, yeah,
place
that blew
is
up.
crazy.
It doesn't even look like when I was a kid.
It doesn't like it
you'd
doesn't
go
even
to the
look
hut
like 2
for a
years
fight
ago.
or
No.
the penalty box. You know what I'm saying? To battle someone over a hot dog and a
Yeah.
girl that you met at the show. And now you have what is that? You have a gourmet restaurant. Is it Guy Fieri's
Yeah,
restaurant?
Guy Fieri
Guy
has a restaurant
Fieri's.
there.
Like, I mean,
Banners. Banners
Yeah.
is so nice.
walk in
Banners
and I'm
is
like, what is
600
this place?
seats and like I don't know, 50.
Like chandeliers hanging from the ceiling. It's wild. And
Absolutely
the
gorgeous.
biggest TV you'll ever see behind the bar.
50,
Right.
50 beers on draft and not just
Not
your
my
regular.
garden. It's not my garden. I didn't grow up like that. You guys are spoiled. You got it made.
Do you see the
know.
lights
Sullivan's
when you
Tap is
walk
still
in?
there.
Yeah.
Insane.
Sullivan's Tap is still there. Still my go-to
Uh-huh.
dive after Celtics
Nice.
games. Yeah,
Nice.
Still good. I went there actually on Friday night.
Staying true to your roots, but there is a lot of change in the city of Boston.
There is.
and,
So
and
that's definitely
I'm managing
going back
that,
to
and then all the new restaurants coming in, and we were talking earlier about the seafood and how fortunate we are to be here.
Oh, yeah.
In Boston to have this fresh food that's coming in, and I just came back from Seattle. I was in Bud Bay, the oyster house down there in the Puget Sound. It's the same thing. It's that cold water. It's the oysters. It's the lobster. I mean, when you talk about people coming to Boston, they're like, I'm coming for the chowder.
Every time.
I'm coming for the lobster.
Who can blame them? I mean, honestly, they're classics for a reason.
Yeah, the
it's the best
classic
place,
dishes.
It's the best place to eat.
But like what Chris does, and I didn't even know he was on that slide, you know what I'm saying, is the presentation. It's so beautiful now. Like,
Yes.
I mean, you guys not only have good food, but you have the presentation of the food. You have all these people, all this intelligence around here, and all these chefs. It's just, we're
It's
lucky.
a masterpiece. The amount of how big social media has made taking a picture of your food has just like increased the art of food
totally.
display.
That's part of
Restaurants develop their lighting around you taking pictures of their food and sharing it. Yeah.
Totally. Yep.
You know?
Speaking of pictures now, so let's say a restaurant qualifies for Best of Boston. What happens at that point? I mean, do you could bring a film crew over there or a photographer? How does that all work out?
Yeah, so we keep it pretty secret. Usually we don't say that we're doing Best of
I
Boston.
love it.
So
I love
it's an
it.
editorial
Ah.
process.
She's a spy.
She's low-key.
Yeah, I mean,
Stealthy,
I'm on
stealthy, that's
TV
what
now.
it is.
People sometimes know when I'm coming in, but they don't know. I mean, it's an editorial process for our whole staff. So we split up the duties, so everybody gets a chance to pick some winners, and of course we work with editors, and they get guidance from the experts on each beat. But editors are coming in and checking places
I love
out,
it.
and then when we make picks later in the year, we'll send a photographer, and usually we'll try to be as
Well, so you guys are a
big
little
as
like the
possible.
Phantom Gourmet in the beginning, then,
Little
aren't
bit,
you?
yeah.
Because they
I love
don't,
it.
because it's a magazine, they don't really know if you're a regular patron or
Right.
whatever, or representing.
and
the
we are
magazine.
regular patrons.
Yeah,
That's
okay,
how we
that's
have
right,
to.
all right.
You,
Right, look
you
at it from
wanna
a way, yeah.
you want to make sure that everyone's gonna get the same experience that you get. As much as you can.
See, like when we do a Wicked Bites segment, they know we're coming.
Right.
And so they're going to always put
Get a
their best
film
foot
crew,
forward.
yep.
Yeah,
Right.
they're going to put their best foot forward, which we hope they do for everybody.
Absolutely.
But there's a few places that might not do that. They might, ham it
Definitely
up
not.
for the cameras, maybe give you a little extra on the plate that they normally wouldn't give
Yeah.
you. But you guys, you go in and, like I said, the people there, you're going to get treated just like everybody else.
Totally.
So that's
And-
the best way to make that judgment. Then.
Just going on the social media conversation too, in a way, every customer who comes in might put your food on blast. Like
Yes.
every customer who comes in might take a photo of your food and tag you in it and put it on social media. And so, yeah, I would say restaurants should always be putting their best foot forward because everyone's a critic in a way.
Oh,
Yeah, true.
definitely.
Definitely.
Yelp. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How has Yelp affected the industry? Is really people
Yeah. Well,
rely on it
They
as
do,
much
for
as
sure.
they
They really
think they
do.
do? They
Yeah.
really do.
I do
I mean,
think people
is it
rely
better
on
than
it.
Zagat's now? I mean, seriously, Zagat's used to be the Yelp.
But it's
Yeah.
Of the
it's
industry.
hyper local.
So I will say Zagat's former editor, Scott Kernan, is now my editor, food and entertainment editor at Boston Magazine. So Zagat used to have a local editor on the ground Scott's a Phoenix alum. Scott's been covering nightlife scene in Boston for an awesomely long time, and he is super talented, and he's on our team now. So I'm just saying, Boston Magazine
we're the
might
best,
be
just
better.
saying.
the
at
spies
Zagat's
are
right
recruiting
now.
more spies. Yeah.
But yeah, no. So I would say people. I mean, I will admit that occasionally I scan Yelp, mostly just to see, if there's an order that everybody talks about. Sometimes Yelp will tell me that. I pop through a little bit. I don't put value in it. I don't say
That's
like,
what I'm
oh,
saying,
it only
though.
has
how much, you as a
4
professional
point-
doesn't.
Yeah.
But do you think that the general
I do think the
public
consumer does for sure.
Yeah, they
and
do.
they come up, Yelp has optimized SEO really well. So when you Google something, Yelp is often comes up before a restaurant's website.
Yeah, but you have to
Yeah.
join it, which is like
Yeah, and
that's-
you can't
Well,
use
they have
it.
to verify
You have to have
it's
the
you,
app and
yeah.
stuff. So on your
Yeah.
phone, sometimes I get foiled. And
I just feel like it's a little unfair if somebody
Totally.
doesn't have has a bad experience, and then
So I
people
think-
see that, and it's
It is. It's totally
it
unfair.
is. There's no way to really police it. And when you think about
there's
it,
that 1% that always should just stay home.
yeah,
I mean, there's that
Never
1%
satisfied.
that at that time
1%
just
don't
like,
come out.
I
They're
can't
never
stand it,
satisfied.
Yeah, and I
you
think-
can't same thing. People travel same way. You go to this hotel and you think it's fantastic, and
Right.
you're right above. There's one person. Oh well, I was there. They didn't have my Parmesan the way I wanted it.
Yeah.
I mean, you always have that one person that's not gonna be satisfied.
Totally.
Yeah.
But
I
if you had 5 restaurants, like, because it's Valentine's Day coming up, I just wanted to get one question in edgewise, with the red shirts and the right colors. But for the guys out there that need some help, Valentine's Day. I know you didn't plan anything yet because it's most guys.
Yeah.
All right. What 5 restaurants? Are there 5
actually, no, we're
restaurants?
going to talk about the 15 restaurants.
15.
15 restaurants.
Oh, I didn't know.
She wrote an
15
article with the
restaurants.
15
All right, I should pull up
restaurants.
the articles.
I love
Yeah,
Boston.
so it's
I know
15
there's a lot of
restaurants.
restaurants.
All right, so let's help the guys. I get this nice jazz music.
I know.
going
Look,
back.
he's
Yeah.
setting the mood,
See?
gentlemen.
Now we're ready for restaurants and dinners. Okay.
you go.
So,
Caveat being, I don't
Yes.
know if any of these restaurants have Valentine's Day reservations still open.
so
right
what?
now.
Let them try.
That's gonna be.
They might be.
Disclosure.
They might be
She's like-
completely
Well
full.
spoken. Yes.
Yes. So let's
Definitely
talk
right.
You
about
try to
it.
call and they're not available. It is not her fault.
let's go. You know your list. So let's go. What was your favorite on the list of 15 that you published?
So I am gonna pull up the list in front of me and just
Sure.
make sure. But I was gonna shout out one of my favorite fine dining restaurants. We can talk about fine dining and what that means in Boston these days, because that definition is changing a little bit too. But one of my favorite fine dining experiences is the table at Season to Taste, which has kind of a clunky name, but bear with me. It's called the Table at Season to Taste. It is in North Cambridge. It's on Mass Ave, so kind of near Davis Square, but a little bit on the edge of town. But extremely worth it going there. Every night of the week, Valentine's Day or otherwise, every night they do, it's a 5-course fixed price menu, and they always have 2 options. So basically 10-item menu, 5-course menu, 10 items. So it's a great date night any night, because you can just go with your date, say, bring us one of everything, and then just don't look at the menu for the rest of the night, and just look at each other and enjoy some of the best food. It's Chef Carl Dooley. He was at Craigie on Main for a long time, but he also was a fan favorite on the best season of Top Chef, which was, in my opinion, season 16, the California season. Chef Karen Akunowitz was on that season too. It's a really good season. Carl is
Excellent.
so fun.
Okay, well, that's a good recommendation
affable
right
guy,
there.
and it's beautiful.
What we should do is at the end of the night, at the end of the show, excuse me, let's have everyone know where that article is.
Yes.
And that way they can go take a look at it.
Totally.
Actually, we'll probably put it in the comments.
Awesome.
So we'll put it in the comments of this show so people can see it. And then, hey, go check out this article. You need to know.
Yeah.
You need to know. So, okay. So what was the best one actually in Boston itself, Boston proper, that you remember?
Let's see. What are some of my faves? I pulled up the list here. So if people want to look at it with me, they can go to bostonmagazine.com/restaurants, and I put it at the top on my page right now,
Okay.
so folks can see it. Okay, here's a fun one. So this one's in Fort Point, Boston. So right on the channel. So in the summer, I know it's Valentine's Day, that's what we're talking about. But if you go in the summer, it has an awesome patio on the channel. It's beautiful. It's called Lolita Cucina and Tequila Bar. It is, we were talking earlier before we started rolling about Yvonne's, which is another fun hotspot right now. This is from the same Yvonne's owner, so they have the same culinary director. His name's Tom Berry, really talented guy. So at Lolita, they have a location in the Back Bay too. That's their original location, but their Fort Point one is gorgeous. It's like this cool old building, very Fort Point, brick, right on the water, has like cool brick Fort Point vibes. But then they've decked it out with like Gothic decor, so it's like kind of sexy skulls and like lots of velour and like velvet
Yeah, I've
drapes.
been there.
Yeah,
It's
I love that
wicked
spot.
cool. It's
And
a hot
it's like
spot.
kind of unique. It's a hot spot. It's kind of unique. It's not what you think about when you think about like intimate, like, that kind of like romantic, flowery, quiet, like date night. It's a hot spot. It's a sexy spot. It'll like definitely set the mood for your Valentine's date.
Well, I think people are looking more at different experiences these days, right? I mean, they're not
Totally.
going out in the shirt and tie and
Right.
being like, oh, the wine glasses and they're going to get the same experience and get the same food, but they're changing the way they eat.
Totally.
I'm kind of old school. If you're going to go out for Valentine's and you got like, I want to dress up a little.
Yeah.
The
Well,
wine
so you
and everything
can,
else.
like, I
Yeah,
think
that's
my
person.
opinion on dressing up and fine dining is you can always dress up, and in Boston, I really don't think you can dress that down. Like in Boston, you know,
Right now.
we
Right,
see
right.
dudes. Our
Right.
mayor has been
GQ
known
doesn't
to
think
wear
we're very
cargo
stylish
shorts.
city,
Like,
yeah.
I think Boston, it's fine. Wear whatever you want.
Yeah.
Literally, like the sexiest thing, the way to be most comfortable and feel your most romantic is just wear whatever makes you comfortable.
Yeah.
So you
Although
can
That's a
that doesn't
good
work
point.
in every restaurant, folks, so don't try it in every restaurant.
Well, don't get us going on fashion. We know about
Yeah,
fashion.
yeah,
too.
fashion is something. Look at Brian and I. Look at we're so fashionable.
You guys got
Yeah,
the team
yeah.
uniform on.
Yeah.
The team,
team uniform.
See, she
Yeah,
gets
there
it.
you go.
She gets it. No,
There it
that's
is.
just someone gets
I
it.
never have to worry about when I get up in the morning, go to school, what I have to wear.
Yeah.
You know, one of those things.
Yeah.
So let's get another one. So what do we got there?
So talking Boston proper again, another one. So this is kind of your more classic fine dining that you might think of, white tablecloth, like, you know, wear your sport coat, feel your best. Called Mooncusser Fish House. It's a beautiful restaurant. It's near Park Plaza. It's on the corner of Stewart Street. I'm blanking. Let's see.
Where Strega Prime is? Somewhere near there?
Yeah, sort of
Okay.
across, a little closer to the Back Bay station from that.
Okay.
So like a little closer, not so close to the Common.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Stewart Street, and I forget what the cross street is, but it's a beautiful place. One of those like triangular sort of like flat iron buildings. And so Mooncusser Fish House is actually on the 3rd floor, so you have a cool view. So you and your date can sit there and get a window table and watch the people, walking below you, watch the traffic. Really beautiful spot, sort of above the city. And it's a seafood place, so you're gonna get that, the beautiful seafood that
Yeah, the New England
that
seafood, what you're known for, yeah.
the absolute best reason to dine out in Boston, I would say, our seafood. Mooncusser is a really nice spot. And so they have a bar on the 1st floor, too. So if you're feeling a little more casual, you can go to their Moon Bar on the 1st floor and get a half dozen oysters and some bubbly to start, and then move
That
on
sounds
up
good.
to the 3rd floor and have a really beautiful Valentine's Day dinner at
That sounds very, very good. Are there any places on your list that are extremely intimate? One of my favorite Valentine's dinners that I had was at the Hampshire House a long time ago, and they had those private rooms at the Hampshire House, and it was in a library. This is the Hampshire House, for people that don't know, is above the Bull and Finch on Boylston Street, I believe it is. No, it's Boylston Street? Well, I can't remember. Okay. But it's right above Bull and Finch is the Cheers. So it's right across the street from the Common. So it was overlooking the Common, all lit up at night, and there was like a little layer of snow. And places like that, do they still exist in Boston? Or
Yeah,
they
so,
do. Okay, good.
I would say
glad to
here
hear
and
that.
there. Yeah, so here and there. So on my list.
Obviously, it was a while back for me.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
So on my list, a couple come to mind. Season to Taste that I mentioned. The table at Season to Taste, very intimate. It's only 20 seats, so it really does feel
Wow,
like you're
super
in
small,
someone's house.
huh?
Yeah. So that's pretty intimate. Another really small, really beautiful spot is called Tallulah, and that's in Cambridge also. That I don't know. I don't think it's 20 seats, but it's maybe 40.
I love those
but
little
it feels
secret
really
spots.
cozy. Yeah. I love that spot. Another one that comes to mind, this is not on my list, but my editor, aforementioned Scott Kernan, he did a guide to the most romantic Valentine's Day. And it's not just limited to food. He gave some really creative ideas for entertainment and that kind of stuff. But part of it, there's like a little sidebar in it. So it's in the magazine this month, the January-February issue, but you can find it on our website too. But a part of that, he did coveted tables. So like the table at the Omni Parker House where JFK proposed to Jackie, for example. But one that comes to mind is in the North End. It is Tresca. So they have Tresca. It's a great spot, classic.
Yep.
Always
Shout out
hits
to
the
Chef
spot.
Rich at Tresca. We know him.
Yeah, so they have a really intimate table that's actually on their balcony. So
balcony,
you can request the balcony table for a really special experience up there.
Looks
Yeah,
right
we'd
out.
actually
Come
tried to
on,
get
men, step it up.
we've actually tried to get Rich down here, but he's always too busy at Tresca. all the
Yeah,
time,
they're a popular
so.
spot.
Yes, very
for
popular.
sure.
So Ray Bork owns.
Well,
part
no
of
offense.
Tresca.
I mean, it's just like
Yeah.
it's literally you just drop a quarter.
I know,
there's
like,
so many
which
places-
place
I was just
isn't
gonna
intimate?
say,
there's a subjoint
You're
down an
Yeah.
alley that nobody knows about, and
But
it's
they're
unbelievable.
phenomenal. Phenomenal.
You got a
Mike's
great job,
Pastries now
Jackie.
opened up
It's
another
the
day.
best.
You're a food editor in one of the
My
foodiest
goodness.
cities on the earth.
Yes.
Seriously. I mean, you get everything here. I mean, that's
know.
why we've worked with Wicked Bites now for 3 years, and that's one of the things we notice is like there's so much variety.
It's true, and it's gotten,
everywhere.
it's changed so much.
Even the suburbs
in the 5
now.
years. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking here in Quincy. I know you guys are 8 minutes from the city, right on the red line.
Yep.
But here in Quincy is blowing up. There's so much awesome stuff right now. You know, people who cut their teeth in Boston, like the Townsend in Quincy, for example.
Right up the street from us.
Yeah, so their partner, one of the founding partners in the Drinksmith there, he was with the Barbara Lynch group, and he was at the cocktail bar Drink for many years, which is a great city cocktail bar, you know, unparalleled, amazing cocktail bar. He's in Quincy now,
Yep.
making drinks.
Well,
Actually,
right here.
they're
Fuji
opening
group,
up
like,
another
next door.
restaurant right across the street called the Pear and Lime.
Yeah.
So that's going to be probably within the next month or so.
Yeah, totally.
So people got to check that out.
I know.
too.
I was
Yeah.
just thinking on my
Yeah,
way over
we're
here.
in Restaurant
I
Row
need a-
right here.
Yeah.
In
I know,
Quincy,
you really
we're-
are.
all the great restaurants are literally
And they're so
surrounding us.
good, though.
Yes,
Like-
they're
Well,
very good.
that's like you had small restaurants like Fuji that started here in Quincy, you know, over a decade ago. It's out of one restaurant,
They're
and
gonna
now
open
it's
their 10th.
it's
concept this year.
Fuji Restaurant Group now, and they're open in Boston.
They're
you know?
so
It's like-
good. Fuji's
They have-
so. I'm gonna go there after
Well,
this.
that's because the owner
Bring something
is still
back
there
for
every
me,
day.
please.
You know, Uber. You can Uber eat
I
it,
can
man.
Uber.
Yes,
But
definitely.
yeah. But
So okay, let's talk about suburban restaurants.
Yeah.
They're like you just said. They've been migrating from Boston into the suburbs. A lot of top chefs and owners, and now they're springing up all over the place. North of Boston, Salem, places like that, Haverhill. All of a sudden, these are food mecca locations. Lawrence, even. So, I mean, have you seen this in other cities across the country, or is this just something to Boston right now?
Well,
We're gaining strength and we're spreading.
yeah. So this is a huge story on the restaurant scene right now. I commented on it. Eater Boston does a poll every year at the end of the year. So end of 2019, they do a poll of all the local food writers and just sort of gauge us. You know, what was your favorite meal of the year? What was your dining surprise of the year? All that stuff. And in that, I actually said my dining surprise of the year was 2 of the best meals I had in 2019. One was in Lynn, and one was in Sharon, of all places.
Wow. Where was it in Sharon?
Sharon,
I'm
it's
called,
called,
surprised with Lynn too.
I know, yeah, Lynn.
But go
At
ahead.
least Lynn is on the commuter rail and like
Right.
10 minutes from
Yeah,
North
nothing's in.
Station.
I'm from Stoughton, so nothing's
Yeah.
in Sharon. You don't go to Sharon.
I know, and it is like it's you go there and you drive up and you're like, oh, it's a strip mall. Like, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a restaurant called Simca. It's by Chef Avi Shemtov, who owns the Chubby Chickpea food truck in Boston. So you might know him from that if you've seen the Chubby Chickpea.
Okay.
They've been on the scene for years. I feel like a decade. I think Chubby Chickpea is celebrating its 10 year this year. But Avi is a super talented chef, and so Simca is a really cool concept too, like beautiful, soulful concept, which you need. You need to have, like, this day and age, your restaurant has to be good and it has to tell a story.
Speak to the
you know?
soul.
Yeah. So Avi is doing Israeli cuisine. He is
That sounds
of
interesting.
Jewish heritage, so he's doing like basically Jewish food, but from the diaspora. So like, you know, Jewish people left Israel and have gone all over the world and influenced all sorts of cultures, and in
Wow.
turn have been influenced. So it's really
sounds
cool
fascinating.
food. So it's inspired by that, but it's also very New England. So you'll go, when I went, it was in the fall, so I remember having like a pumpkin baba ganoush dish, and he has like a wood-fired oven, and he makes his own pita. So that was a really cool meal.
That sounds fascinating.
yeah.
Actually, that sounds a little like Simcoe. And the first thing that came to, you know what Simcoe is? Simcoe is a hot dog stand.
Oh,
in
yeah,
Mattapan.
in Mattapan. I
In
drove by
Mattapan,
it.
right. So I was like, yeah, I've been to Oh, no. Not that one.
So yeah, it means
Sounds
He's also been a junkyard dog style.
Yeah, Simcoe at 3
Simca.
o'clock in the morning after the club's closed. That's where I was. Yeah, that's
Simca
okay.
has a CH, so it looks like Simcha.
Yeah.
Is how it's
Oh,
written.
it's okay.
Yeah,
so
I think
CH.
it's the chef's
Definitely
grandmother's
not the
name,
same
if memory
place.
serves. Yeah, definitely not the same place. A little different. Though Simcoe's, I do know Simcoe's, and Simcoe's
Yeah.
is great, and I'm glad.
Yeah, little late night bites there. Brian and I are good with late night bites.
Oh yeah, Little Stevie's or
Chinatown,
something
every
like
place.
that, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Totally,
Been there a
it's
couple
very
rolls up late
important. Yeah.
Oh, let's talk about the late night scene in Boston.
Kowloon's. You
It's
took
getting
me to
better.
Kowloon's
I
last
took you
time
to
you were up
Kowloon's
there.
for my birthday.
I woke up the next morning. You know when you're like, I call it when the werewolf comes out. Like I'm not supposed to eat past a certain time. But then the people just entice me. They go, hey, let's just go to Kowloon's. And what can I do? I can't. I end up at Kowloon's. I wake up. I smell like chicken bones.
It's not like I
you know what I'm
twisted your
saying?
arm,
And like,
Brian, you know.
I don't even eat breakfast. And it's like, I call it the werewolf when the werewolf gets out,
then there's a lot of werewolves between the ages of like 18 and 25.
I mean, you get hungry, and you have all these places to draw on. But also, like Tony's a great owner of the. But then you have someone like Ming who's his understudy. So what do you do with him? You know what I'm saying? So these restaurants are expanding because they're learning here too.
Yeah.
They're learning, like you said, on the ground, cutting their teeth. They're in the kitchen, they're cutting the onions, and I hate my life. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know it, they're running a restaurant. You know, because they're persevering, they're staying with it, they have a passion for it, and you know what? I get it. And think about it, it has to grow somewhere.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Oh, yeah. To answer your question, is this happening in other cities? I can't really speak to that, but I do know, the Hudson Valley in New York is another huge foodie destination right now. My brother lives in New York City, and they know a lot of folks who've gone out there to open cool hotspots, restaurants, cheese shops, wine shops. It's like a little.
Aside from Boston, then, and maybe aside from New York, what city would you love to visit to sample all the cuisines?
So I just went in September to Philadelphia, and I absolutely loved it. And I was very impressed with the Philly dining scene.
Yeah.
Really?
So I would love. I know. I was kind of surprised.
Even the
I'm very
even the
surprised.
street meat in
I thought
Philly's
maybe
good.
we could
That's
say
where the
San
steak and cheese came
Francisco
from.
or
No, please
Philly
don't.
was-
New Orleans.
Yeah.
Philly was top of mind because I did just.
Wow.
I went there. That was a trip I took in September, and it was.
Did
awesome.
you try the Philly cheesesteak?
I did get a Philly cheesesteak.
How
Had
was
to do
it?
it. Yeah, you got to do it. I loved
didn't do
it.
it when I was there, but how was it?
It was good.
Was
You know
it?
what I like? The roast pork sandwich better. That's like another
Okay.
Philly
There you
staple,
go.
like Italian style roast
Okay.
pork. That's the move.
That's
Philly.
like going to Boston and having clam chowder. Right? Pretty
You gotta
much.
do it. I mean,
Or
it's
lobster.
requisite.
Lobster.
I could actually answer that question a little bit more fluently when you talk about restaurants, talk about around our country, but the major cities, I find the major cities are evolving a lot quicker now. It's spreading because usually something would happen in California, then 7 years later it happened in Boston. Now, because everybody's so close to social media, I think it's happening all over the place. Like everybody has
Totally.
these great ideas,
Yep.
and they're all over the place. They're like, it's happening there, it's
You
happening
don't
there.
need to be in the city to
Yeah,
have
you don't need to be in the
cool
city.
No,
dining
that's the
scene.
beauty of it,
Yeah,
right?
and
Right.
there's
You
an
don't need to
elephant
be in
in the
the
room
city.
when you look at someone like, if you think Vegas is the restaurant capital. You know what I'm saying? Our country has all these,
I think New York is
major
the restaurant
restaurants.
capital,
I
isn't
don't.
it?
I don't know. I mean,
I would think so.
because people want entertainment now. They want to do
Oh,
something
that's different, though. I'm
People
sorry.
would fly to Vegas
just
and they're
dining.
not going to gamble. They're going to eat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you have Emerald Gassi's restaurant, you have Wolfgang Puck's restaurant. I met Wolfgang Puck when he opened at the Venetian. I sat there and talked to him. I go, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "I'm delivering my food."
Wow.
And I'm like, "And I'm here."
Well, food is everywhere. That's
Yeah,
what
cut
we're
the
gonna have
check,
to. So
you know?
listen, we're gonna take a quick little break, and when we come back, we're gonna actually do a little fun stuff with aphrodisiac foods. Okay, so we'll be right back, folks. Stay tuned.
Go to that.
I don't remember how it started.
Oh boy.
Our back and forth. Victory. Fumble. Repeat. It always came back.
Okay, here we go, throw it!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Nice.
There are amazing things to discover in the forest.
Toothless, time to go! What you picking up on, bud?
It's a whole hidden world of wonders. and the perfect place to spend time with family. What better place to let your imagination soar? Experience nature and create a memory you can share. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
Okay, we're back with Jackie Kane from Boston Magazine, and we've been talking about food and the restaurants in Boston, great places to go to eat for that special someone, or with that special someone. And right now we're going to talk about love and food. Two great combinations, right?
Love and food,
so
my
a lot of
favorite.
people think that they need aphrodisiacs if they want to put themselves in the mood. So we are going to do a little fun thing here called aphrodisiacs, true or false. You guys are ready for this?
Oh, I'm excited.
You're going to
This
get
is gonna
quizzed
be
later
good.
on. Okay, so Brian, you going to be good for this?
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
We
I mean,
think
I'm
so.
there.
Okay, so
I'll put my game face on.
we're gonna bring up a slide.
Okay.
And you guys got to figure out whether it is true or false. If this food is an aphrodisiac or not. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So the first one is
Absolutely.
oysters.
True, 100%. Look how good those ones look. They got
I know,
bacon
they're
on them.
So Jackie, you said true too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. Here we go. True and false.
Oh, trick question.
What?
Yes.
True and false? No.
True and
How
false.
is this?
I'll explain why. True, because people think it is an aphrodisiac. It is technically not. And they say that the mind is so powerful that it actually believes it and it becomes true. How about that
And
one,
if
folks?
you eat it 3 times,
Then you get $1 million.
Okay, all right. So that's oysters. Okay. Next is chocolate.
True.
yes.
I would say true.
No, that's like chemical-wise, that's true.
Okay, and Jackie, what do you think?
True.
True.
What?
It is absolutely
I know
wrong.
Wrong. Absolutely wrong on every level.
Yeah, no,
So
I don't
all
know
those-
about that one.
No offense to Hilliard's, but all those people that are buying chocolate might not get what they think they're going to get afterwards. Okay,
Wow.
So yes, it's false. Doesn't
Don't put
do
a chocolate on my
doesn't
bed.
do it.
We'll see
It
what
might put a
happens.
smile on your face, but that's about it, folks. All right.
Wow.
Yes. Okay. Ginseng.
No, true. Oh, wait, no.
Ginseng.
No, he's going to throw us a true
I'm going to
now
say
and
true.
then-
Yeah, I'm just going to stick
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say true too.
Look at those roots.
I know,
Anything in the
kind of
ground.
sexy.
Yeah. You know?
True.
There we go.
Let's go.
We know how to play the game.
Well, see, now we adapted, you know.
We
Okay,
went
you
true
guys-
3 times in a row.
you
One was
guys
going
are
to
getting-
land.
You guys are getting better at
Good
this.
gamblers
All right,
over
here.
here.
We go. Here's the
My
next one.
rock, paper, scissors, shit.
Honey. True or
I would
false?
say false.
I'm going to go with true again.
It has antibiotic properties, but I don't know.
Brian,
about
what do you think?
aphrodisiac.
And it's the most solid design and the most efficient design to store it, you know, scientifically, those honeycombs. I'm going to say true. I like
Oh.
Yes.
But I
Man.
like bees, man.
All right, you're having fun with this one, right?
Yeah.
All right, ginkgo biloba, true or false?
False.
I'm going to stick with true again. I'm going to stick with true.
I'm gonna go with false.
Inconclusive.
Inconclusive.
What are these answers?
I know.
These are scientists, and these are scientific studies, and they said, okay, well, we can't figure out if it is or it isn't, because for some people it seems to have an effect, and other people it doesn't.
I think they
So-
need to look at chocolate again.
I know. Give me a piece of chocolate. I'll try that out.
Here's our last one. This will be fun. Alcohol.
Oh.
False.
False. I'm going
False.
to say false.
Yeah, false. I'm going to say false.
True and false again.
It's a depressant.
Actually,
I don't
they said that-
understand
It lowers your
I know,
inhibition.
exactly.
Okay, here's what happens.
And there's other things men have if they drink too much.
If you drink
We're
too
not
much,
going to go there.
if you drink too much alcohol, it's a depressant. It
Right,
actually-
that's-
it slows
I mean,
you down. It
right.
doesn't. But if you drink one glass of wine,
Yeah, right. One
it
glass of wine.
actually helps you to get in the mood.
Okay,
And
well,
not talking
all right.
about mentally or anything else like that. It literally helps you get in the mood. So thank you very much for playing, folks.
Wow.
It's one of those things that is like, yeah, the wives' tales are kind of like out there, like the oysters thing, things like that. And people have been believing it for many, many years. So sometimes, like I said, in your mind, like the placebo effect, it does affect you.
Interesting,
Yes.
interesting.
So when you go out and buy the chocolate souffle this weekend for your date, make sure that you don't think it's going to do anything other than put a nice big price
your
tag on your bill.
expectations.
Right, exactly. But
I'll
if you're
take
going to
a
be
good
low,
chocolate mousse any day. I don't care what
take
anyone
that,
says.
get that glass
Give me
of
the
wine.
rosé chocolate from Hilliard's.
Get that glass of wine and get the
So good.
ginseng going on, so that you can have plenty of probably afterwards. All right, so we're talking about still restaurants in Boston, romantic ones. What would be your choice, Jackie? Where would you go with your significant other?
So, my significant other and I, this will be our 10th Valentine's Day together.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
I think
know.
you're the only one in the room that has a Valentine, but go ahead.
Brian, do you have a Valentine?
Not this year, no.
All right. We're all in this together.
Solidarity.
Go ahead. Where would you go?
I know. So this makes me sound like a jerk then, because
No,
we
no, it
don't
doesn't.
really
Oh,
do
no,
the
no, go ahead.
Valentine's Day thing. You know, we dine out a lot. It is my job. But also, I always say that I do the job that I do because I love to go out. So we've been going out for 10 years. So usually on Valentine's Day, we'll go to one of our favorite bars. So I think I might propose the Brendan Bee and Pub in Jamaica Plain this year. But we haven't decided yet. Pretty low key for Valentine's Day. But I wanted to bring up a place that is relatively new in Boston and highly recommend for a really fun, really kind of sexy romantic evening that's a little different, is a new restaurant called Orfano in Fenway, in the Fenway area.
Nice.
On Boylston Street. Beautiful place. It's a steakhouse. It's like a steakhouse.
Oh, I heard about this place. Someone said it was phenomenal.
It's super fun. It's super fun. So it's Chef Tiffany Faison, who is known for Sweet Cheeks in the Fenway area. She also has Tiger Mama and a little bar called Fool's Errand. She was on Top Chef 2, season 1. But Orfano is super cool, pretty high-end, classy, beautiful steakhouse place, but with like a little wink and a nudge, So it's feminist. She has like Lady Gaga posters slurping spaghetti and just cute decor, but really romantic. Great music, great vibe, beautiful feeling of the place, like more velour and like rich leathers and that kind of thing. So we actually celebrated our 10th anniversary there in the fall, and it was such a special night. They didn't, they didn't know it was our anniversary, but just, they knew my face, and
Right on.
so it was a new
That's
place.
great.
So I walked in and they greeted us with champagne glasses when we first got there,
Nice.
and I was like, "Did you even know it's our 10th anniversary?" And then it was just like the most memorable romantic evening. Just
That's fantastic.
Very intimate. So highly recommend that. Beautiful place, perfect Valentine's Day. Like beautiful purples and blacks and golds, like just the place you want to be.
Look at you're melting.
I know. I'm like, so cute.
Well, now you know exactly where to
Well,
go.
that's what effective writing
when
is,
he
right?
decides to ever show up.
Picture, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and when you get an emotional reaction from someone, you're building the right picture. And there's we talk about a lot of stuff here tonight. There's been fire and stuff, but where again can we look online? Because I know
I'm gonna have to write these places
you gotta
down.
Look at this, and you're gonna have
Totally.
to go through afterwards.
So let's give them all the information, social media, everything. Go
Awesome.
ahead.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so we are Boston Magazine, bostonmagazine.com. All of this content that we've been talking about tonight is bostonmagazine.com/restaurants. Like I said earlier, there is new content every single day, so you can always count on us to, help you if you need an idea or want to know the new places that open and that kind of stuff.
Well, you guys are definitely in the know. I mean, the way you talk about stuff. I mean, just yeah.
Oh yeah, she
I
knows
just
what
sit
she's
at my
talking
desk
about.
at work and people are like, "Jackie, I have a question for you." Like this specific example, I am going out with this specific person. We need something in this neighborhood. Go. It's a fun game.
So we're going to call you a food guru.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's
I think of myself as a tastemaker a little bit.
There you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's something.
Where can
love
we
it.
find you personally online?
So,
Do you have any
yeah.
stuff you want to put on? Go ahead.
You can definitely follow me on Instagram.
Twitter, everything. Go ahead. Yeah.
Instagram is where, on Twitter and Instagram, I have the same handle. It's Jackie_Kane. My last name is CAIN. So yeah, follow me on all the social media platforms. Twitter is a lot of my work stuff. I share all my articles and a lot of my coworkers' articles and that kind of fun stuff. Instagram is where you'll find a lot of the foodie content. Beautiful. I mean, I'm not that great a food photographer, but as we said, restaurants are helping me out with their Instagram-friendly lighting these days, and I am here for it. So lots of food, lots of beer. Jackie Kane on Instagram. Boston Magazine is also on Instagram. Boston Magazine is our main handle, but we also have a food-specific Instagram. It's called Boss Feed, BOSFEED. So you can find Boss Feed on Instagram and Twitter as well.
That's cool. Yeah, we all know that these days the camera eats first, right?
Of
Pretty
course.
much. Yeah,
Yep.
that's Brian.
All my friends know that.
Brian, he'll take like 5-10 minute photo shoot before he starts eating anything. When we do Wicked Bites segments, we can't eat until we've shot all the food.
Totally.
Yeah, so it's always cold.
Yep.
Oh,
Little suboptimal, but
No,
at least
no.
the
What can we
camera's
do?
happy.
Yeah.
At
We
least
have cold
the.
oysters.
Thank you
every
very
once in a
much,
while.
Jackie, for coming
Thank
down
you
and
so much
giving
for
us all this
having me,
information.
guys.
This is
We hope to
amazing.
have you again sometime soon. And hey, good luck to Boston Magazine. You're surviving in this digital world, and I'm an improper Bostonian went out, and now Boston Magazine's still here and doing well. So I'm glad to hear that. Next, folks, stay tuned for the Performer Radio Show. Brian, Brittany, if you want to stick around, it's all about love. So we'll be right back in just a few minutes with Dune Jewelry. So Dune Jewelry is coming up. So we'll be back in a few minutes. Everyone else, happy Valentine's Day. Good night, everyone.